Time to get ready to sail south. And that means hauling the boat and doing some general maintenance. I hauled the boat at Stingray Point Boat Works, which is directly adjacent to the marina where Harvest Moon calls it home. Once the boat is out of the water, they power wash it down and put it on the hard there on jack stands, and then I'm ready to get some work done. This includes sanding the hull to get ready for bottom paint. We also scrubbed down the hull, washed it down real good. I had a marine survey done. The marine survey turned up a couple of issues that needed to be addressed. 2 coats of bottom paint on the underside. We replaced 2 fire extinguishers. I added a CO detector, fixed a number of hose clamps while I was on the hard. Also painted the anchor road, marked it with various distances so I knew exactly how much anchor chain I had out. Everything's all ready to go. We're going to go back in the water. We're going to take a trip across the bay to Anancock, but that didn't go so very well. Harvest Moon being towed across the bay by Towboat US. Son of a gun. This is out of an abundance of caution. The engine stalled and had a little bit of antifreeze coming out of it. It did not overheat. So I'm going to have a mechanic take a look at it. I want to be sure that it's 100% before I head south. So this is a safety precaution. So I had a relaxing ride across the bay, being towed by a 20-some foot Boston whaler and a 90 horsepower motor. Was a calm day, relaxing, and determined that we were going to pull the injectors, have the engine serviced, retorque the head, replace the valve gasket. Once we got the injectors out, 2 of them were operating subpar, so I had them rebuilt. In addition to having the injector serviced, the head was retorqued. All of the valves were reseated to make sure that they had the proper clearances. We also pumped all of the fuel out of the fuel tank, scrubbed the fuel tank out, vacuumed it out and cleaned it real good, polished the fuel, new fuel filters, vacuum gauge on the primary fuel filter in order to determine the effectiveness of that filter, and got it all back together. After we had the engine back together, a lot of cleaning. I did a lot of vacuuming underneath the engine to be sure there was no spare parts or debris down there, make sure all the limber holes were open, checking, of course, fluid levels, oil level in that, and also the transmission oil, checking to make sure that the transmission fluids are all correct and everything is balanced that way. And once all the fluids are ready, I'm ready to start turning my attention to other things, which included a lot of cleaning. And now it's time to turn my attention to other things, like doing the laundry, washing all the blankets and pillows and sheets and stuff like that. Also, up on deck, I had a professional come and tune the rigging to make sure the rigging was all in tune. We acquired 65 gallons of diesel fuel in containers and have that up on deck. Also have 10 gallon of gasoline. One of the final things is to double check the mask, just walk around in general, check things out, and then we're ready to go.